The biggest problem with front shoves is they're just so likely to land behind you. So as we go through this video, I'm gonna keep that in mind, and I'm gonna teach you how to do front shoves super clean. Make sure you like and subscribe so you never miss a video from us. All right, let's do it. To do a good front shove, you need both of your feet to work together properly to keep the board underneath you. Let's start with just the general idea of how we get the board to rotate, then we can fix it up from there. I like to focus on my back foot position more than my front. It's difficult to maneuver the tail properly to get that board to fly into the air, to rotate, and to stay under you. And a lot of that work is done through your back foot. So when you're setting up, put your back foot so the ball of your foot is in the pocket of the tail. The pocket is gonna be this section at the start of the tail towards the heel side rail. Once you get set up, you can practice the initiating motion by doing little tail scrapes where you push your back foot forward as your tail is on the ground. For a tail scrape, float in the air a little bit and then extend your back leg down to the ground while you're in the air and push your back foot forward. You should feel a huge stretch and extension through your back leg to reach that tail for the ground and to push that tail forward. Once you get that idea down, you can try some front shoves and see if you can get it to spin. Through the pop, you will feel that push and extension, but you're gonna notice that it may still be difficult to place the board properly. The first thing you need is a target. A lot of times I see beginners and intermediate skaters alike just spinning their board and hoping for the best. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense because we're very target focused creatures. We need something to aim at so we can hit it. If you don't have a target, it's gonna be really hard to land on the board because how do you know if you're doing it right or wrong? There's no cues along the way that tell you you're on track. So what I want you to do is aim the back trucks for your front foot. That makes it very simple. When I take off, I'm gonna put my front foot right here. And then I'm gonna try to push my back trucks up to my front foot right in that spot. And I know in the air, if I can see and feel my front trucks running into my front foot, we can land from there. So that's my target. Picking a spot for my front foot, seeing that spot floating in the air, and then just trying to hit it with my back trucks. So you have your back foot position and your aim point. And you go, Mitchie, I'm aiming for my front foot. I know where I'm pushing it, but every time I take off, that board just lands behind me. There are some quick fixes that you can use to solve that problem. The first fix is the most simple, and it's my favorite because it honestly doesn't take that much skill to accomplish. At the bottom of your squat, sit off of the heel side of the board. So when you jump, you just jump backwards. This way you don't have to change any of your technique and you're just gonna follow the board as it's spinning because you can jump backwards with it. This actually isn't a terrible solution. This will get you through most situations and you can just float to stay over the board. Nobody hates it. You could do a lot of tricks like that. But there are some situations where you actually don't want to float backwards. Anytime you're hitting a ledge or a rail, maybe you're going really fast, or maybe you want to pop it higher. And think about it. If you're jumping backwards, you're not going to jump as high because you're using all your energy to travel a distance instead of going straight up. So if you want to jump straight up and keep the board under you, what you can do is take that similar squat, but focus more of the pressure into your back foot instead of having it evenly distributed. In that way, when you jump, instead of jumping backwards, you can really push that back foot forward super far and try and slide your board way out in front of you. If you can do a front shove and land with your board on your toe side at all, like that takes a lot of effort. It's not the most natural feeling in the world, but you can do it. If you can get your board way out there, you'll be able to keep it right under you for a front shove. The biggest benefit of making that adjustment and being able to keep it under you is now you can pop super high because you're not wasting any energy going backwards. It's also comforting for when you start working on more difficult tricks like hard flips or varial hill flips. You're gonna start to need to have that board under you because it's just more complex. Front shoves are more about weight placement and your squat than anything. So when you're squatting, you can imagine that you're sliding that board forward underneath you just a little bit. And even though you're catching the front bolts with your front foot, you can try and land your back foot on the tail. This will keep you behind the board, making it easier to rotate it front side and keep it where it's supposed to be. As you fall over this front foot, then you become more and more likely to throw it backwards, just doing that mistake that everyone makes. I want you to pay attention to the fact that it's gonna be a big difference if you're falling forward or if you're on the heel side. And most beginners don't even notice that's happening. They think it's just part of the squat. Whenever I ask someone to go in a straight line and try something, it's like they actually can't feel themselves move around backside and front side. Like this is a really big problem to have if you're in the bottom of your squat and your trucks are just turning left and right constantly. So gain an awareness and the ability to hold the board flat. But then as you start trying the trick and really developing it, if you want to lean a little bit towards the heel side as you're taking off, that is just fine with me. But I want you to notice that it's happening and know that you prefer that over flat or toe side. And I want you to know why. When you squat, if you're leaning towards the toe side, your board will go behind you. Skateboarding is very complicated, but it's also really simple in some aspects. Your board will go the opposite direction that you're leaning. If I lean this way, my board's gonna go that way. And I can do this all four directions. If I lean this way, then my board is gonna shoot out. And it's the same thing for toe side and heel side. If I am leaning backwards and falling off the heel side, that board is gonna fly forward. If I'm leaning toe side, then my board is gonna fly backwards. So I want you to think about it with that in mind. If you're doing a front shove and that board is landing behind you and you can't seem to solve it, I want you to center your weight more towards the heel side so then you have an easier time pushing your board forward away from you. This is the most difficult direction to throw your board, forward in front of you. It's not generally how our bodies work. We're good at kick-starting backwards, but we're not that great at going from a flat foot position to forward. That's really quite tough. We're not that strong in that section. So you're gonna have good technique and a lot of knowledge to know how to throw that board into the right place. No matter what, you're gonna have messed up landings, especially when you're learning front shoves. So be prepared to land in different positions, like a nollie heel flip or with your feet very close together, or maybe a lot on your toe side. I wouldn't be nervous about landing in bad foot positions. I would just practice your other tricks, like your ollies or regular shove-its or whatever tricks you're comfortable doing. I would just practice landing them softly with different foot positions. So then when it comes time to land your front shove, you're able to land with your feet wherever and fight for it. So to have a good front shove, you have to have the proper foot position, a good squat where you're over the center of the board, meaning you're not falling toe side or too far to the heel side. give your back foot space to push the board forward. Make sure you aim your back trucks up to your front foot. Then once you catch it, be prepared to land in a bunch of different foot positions and fight for it on the way out. Thank you for watching. Make sure you click one of these 2 videos to go next.